I don't know, man. This is actually the conversation he had with the cartel is actually one of the reasons why I'm actually looking forward to the finale. Like this cartel leader is finally like, hey man, you know what? We might have to go pay you a visit, man. Like, this is getting crazy. How long is the military gonna be out there because it's really messing up our business? You know, we're gonna have to pay some folks a visit. Maybe I think he said maybe your family as well. What up? What up? What up? What's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and we are talking about LANDMAN, episode 9, season 1. As I said last week, I slept on this show, but I am back. I am all caught up, and yeah, I'm actually sad to see that there's one more episode after this one that we just covered. Don't mind the balloon. It's a birthday balloon from my daughter's birthday recently. Just didn't clean up yet. But nevertheless, man, let's get into it, man. I really enjoyed this episode. This episode was so good. It definitely, makes me look forward to the finale. So I may not go in chronological order, as some of you may know if you've seen some of my previous videos. Instead, I just may focus on some characters and then just talk about what they went through in this episode. So first, of course, we got to go with the big dog, Tommy Norris, played by Billy Bob Thornton. And, this episode actually does start off with him getting a phone call from the military. The person, I forget his name, but whoever's in charge gives Billy Bob a call, and he's like, hey, man, you lied to us. There's some people out there. We actually killed somebody. This is wild. This is messed up. What y'all gonna do about it? And of course, I can't remember. I got to go back now and see if Tommy kind of, hustled him a little bit. But he was just like, no, I didn't say there was no people out there. I said, what did he say? He said that I didn't say there's no people out there. I just said I just said you could do training out there or something. Whatever he said, it sounded kind of slick. But nevertheless, and that's one thing as well. Just a side note, Tom would be talking to people, not disrespectfully, but it'd be borderline reckless. It'd be like borderline reckless, just a little bit. So the guy's like, hey man, we killed somebody out there, man. What y'all gonna do about it? This may not be a good idea after all. And he was just saying, hey man, before you do anything, I'm paraphrasing clearly. Before you do anything irrational, think about your wife. Think about the boyfriend you're gonna get if you get sent to prison. That's y'all effing fault. You just lay low, don't do anything. The cartel will clean up their own mess. That you did the world a favor, basically. You killed a cartel van, they'll clean up their own mess. So she says this, and I think, I can't remember if it was before. I think it was before he goes to see Monty, gets a call from the cartel leader. And they have a conversation. Matter of fact, I think it was after he saw Monty. But nevertheless, I'm here now. And he's just telling them, hey, man, I wish we could go back to the way things were, where you do your own thing, we do our own thing, and we just make money without having to bump heads, without having to interact with each other. Whatever the case is. And I don't know, man. This is actually, the conversation he had with the cartel is actually one of the reasons why I'm actually looking forward to the finale. Like this cartel leader is finally like, hey man, you know what? We might have to go pay you a visit, man. Like, this is getting crazy. How long is the military gonna be out there because it's really messing up our business? We're gonna have to pay some folks a visit. Maybe I think he said maybe your family as well. But when you talk like that and you're a cartel leader and you're saying that to somebody like a Tommy Norris, I don't care if it's Tommy Norris or not. That should have some cause of concern, some type of worry. And I think he even said they're gonna visit Monty or something like that, or they knew about Monty's situation. He said he got eyes everywhere. There's and a third. And once again, I bring this up because it's like, again, Tommy, he was talking. Granted, it is a cartel. You don't want to show weakness to the cartel. I get it. He was kind of talking reckless to the cartel anyway. For a good reason. I mean, they did kidnap him in the very first clip of the very first episode. But nevertheless, chickens coming home to roost. I don't know what to tell you, man. It, it, episode 10 might get very dangerous for Tommy and his family, and I hope nothing horrible happens. I'll put it that way. But another thing, just go along with the Tommy storyline. We did get a Jerry Jones cameo. That was pretty cool. Jerry Jones, and I don't know about Jerry Jones' background other than him being oil tycoon who eventually bought the Dallas Cowboys. But like maybe actor was somewhere down the line on his resume, because he actually, like you see some celebrities and it's like, ooh, I understand you're a celebrity, but the way you are acting is very cringeworthy. Jerry Jones was smooth with that monologue about how he owned the Dallas Cowboys and how his dream was to work with his family, this and the third. Like that was dope. That was and it was a pretty lengthy monologue, and he nailed it. I'll give credit when it's due, man. So I thought that was pretty dope. So nevertheless, man, after the Jerry Jones lecture, we see Tommy and Monty have some, speak about some stuff, and it doesn't look good for Monty. And right there on the spot, he promotes Tommy to the vice president of the oil company. And his one caveat is you're going to have to learn to play nice with Rebecca Falcone, because she's about to be vice president of the exploration team or whatever it's called. And of course, Tommy doesn't have the kindest words about the lawyer, especially after the lawyer is accusing Cooper Norris of murder. So yeah, I wouldn't have the nicest words for her neither. Says that she's unnecessary, she needs to go. And that's definitely going to cause some type of headbutting. So that's going to be interesting. And of course, his homeboy, his roommate, who's also a lawyer, isn't excited about the idea of Rebecca being promoted to vice president as well. So that's going to be, it sounds like it might be bad for business. And it sounds like that's going to be a huge thorn in Tommy's side. Other than that, man, I really, looking forward to the finale. I did like Cooper. Cooper actually, despite him violating man code, which we all know by now, you're sleeping with your coworkers, your deceased coworker's, wife. Despite that, Cooper is actually my favorite character of the show. In this episode, it was another reason why it showed why. If you're judging books by its cover, you see this skinny country kid, with the gap tooth and all that type of stuff. You could stereotype that he may not be smart for whatever ignorance you may have. But when you listen to this guy's game plan and stuff like that, it's like, oh no, this guy really does have it together, And so, I just really appreciated how he has a plan. He's going to take this $1 million settlement money, and he has a plan to flip it and to, flip this 1 million into billions. It looks like he has this plan to the wolf camp map or whatever it is. I'm sure any miners or landmen may correct me how ignorant I sound, but he has a plan, and I love the fact that he is implementing Ariana in it for obvious reasons. Say he's working on their future, like he's all in. He's Mr. Family Man already. So hey, once again, I didn't like the move, but hey, you're here now. He's at least taking initiative. I thought that was dope. He's already trying to rub elbows with the people who and get the lease from these certain areas, and just start grinding. He's getting his billion dollar grind on, at least mentally. So I'm loving that. And that was pretty cool, man. Like him and Ariana, they finally have, come to grips that on this relationship, they're going to make it work. Looks like they finally did more than kiss this time. And yeah, that's what it is. That they are a thing. So congrats, I suppose. And of course we have Angela and Ainsley Cooper. Their storyline is still what it is. They got focus on this feel good deed, which I do enjoy. And they're gonna have a field trip for the old folks and take them to the good old strip club. So that's going to be funny to see that in the finale. The only thing I don't agree with, or if I was the quarterback, if I was the small town hero quarterback of this, what, Midland, Texas, you know, ain't no, I don't care how much sexual gratification you about to give me. I couldn't do it. So Ainsley has convinced, persuaded her boyfriend Ryder to be one of the male strippers for the senior citizen women who are going to be there. So the senior citizen men are going to have a woman strip for them, and the senior citizen women are going to have this quarterback boyfriend strip for them. Reason why I wouldn't do it is because allegedly he's supposed to be like one of the top quarterbacks in the area, whatever the case is. Small news travels fast. It ain't gonna take nothing but a second from somebody to record Ryder on a cell phone, and it gets leaked. And not only could it be embarrassing to him personally, but it could just be like, it could affect his stock in terms of going to a good college for football or whatever the case is. It just don't sound like a lot of upside. Yeah, and matter of fact, just to rewind it a little bit, that also says something as well. It's like this billionaire, old tycoon dude played by John Hamm, Monty, literally on his deathbed, provides his daughters everything financially from what it appears, and they don't have the wherewithal to at least show up at the hospital on his deathbed. So that was very sad. And we actually see at the end of the episode, it appears that, Tommy gets the unfortunate phone call that Monty has passed. And that's kind of how the episode ends. He gets that phone call, and he's looking and sees some lone wolf get shot by a neighbor, But I bring that last point up because it's not to have some high horse think piece thing or whatever, but it's like, I guess it just shows that just because you have money doesn't mean it's, it brings some type of family togetherness, if that makes any sense. Because, yeah, I mean, like, if I'm in that situation, I would bet millions of dollars that my daughter would come see me on my deathbed. I'm going to be surrounded by family and friends. And it seems very unfortunate for the provider who may have gave his children everything they wanted financially, but yet they clearly maybe something else must have been lacking where they can't even show up when you're in the hospital. I just think that's kind of backwards, or I think that's kind of one of the main messages, I should say, that you could take from that scene. Nevertheless, man, I'm looking forward to the finale. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. I know this video was a little lengthy. I really wanted to try to dissect each character of the show. And yeah, man, one more episode to go. Love or hate it. That's my opinion. Peace.